and let's see how we get on with the show. Okay, so what will happen is that um, I will do the intro
Mhm.
and then introduce you, let everybody know that I have co-hosts and invite you to just say something brief, like "Hello, everyone,"
Mhm.
and and then you come back in, and then I will raise the first topic of
Mhm.
conversation, and then ask you to give your opinion,
Mhm.
and then you give me your opinion. And then if Sussex Love joins us as well, I will ask her opinion.
Mhm.
And then we move on to the next and the next until we get to the end of the topics. Okay.
Okay.
If then after the Sussex news, likely is, I think the best thing will be for you to drop down to the chat, or you can actually do join the Archetypes quiz
Yeah,
for
let
as
me.
host, because you can do it from your phone. Can you do it from your phone?
Yeah, I see my other phone here. I can actually even hear you clearly, but the
Okay.
one where we're talking, I just can't hear you. Yeah, I see my
All right.
other phone
Okay.
here. I can
There's
actually.
something coming from your background.
Yeah, because this one here is another phone that I have.
Okay,
That's the
but
other phone where I have I have the live on there.
all
And
right.
this phone here, I just have the voice, but I have it like close to my ear.
Yeah.
Can you wait like one more minute? Let me try to go one more out and try to come one more inside.
No, that's okay.
Let's
Yeah, yeah.
okay.
I can just carry on, and then when I see you've come in,
Mm-hmm.
then I can just introduce you as being in here as a co-host. It's fine.
Okay. All right. So let me go out and go in. I do not know why this thing was really clear when I was coming in here the
Yeah,
first
that's
time.
okay. That's what happens. But the more we do it, the smoother it will be as we go on. No, I'll go along.
Mhm.
So don't be
Because if
stressed.
I have this one here hand free, it's
Mm.
gonna help me a lot so I could chat with those ladies. You know, I like to gossip. So because I need to
Let's
go to do
begin.
the chatting on the phone. Yeah.
Okay, let's begin. And let me leave
Okay.
you to sort that out, and then
Okay.
you come back in when you're
All right.
ready.
Mhm.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Isabella Banks' YouTube channel, where we discuss all things Harry, Meghan, and their level up journey. If you're new here, I'm Wheezy, and it's so great to be here with you virtually once more. So, how was your week? Mine was going great until I developed a cold. Right now, I'm fully drugged up, and I feel like I'm wearing all my clothes right now. My throat is completely clogged up and everything. But there's so much news coming out of this miserable island that I just couldn't sit still. Um, there's so much to discuss this evening, and I have gotten used to doing. I've gotten so used to doing the live stream and the archetypes quiz that I didn't want to miss this week. I think that's what happens when you get used to doing something.
This is so frustrating.
So, welcome, welcome, welcome. It might be a bit choppy because we've got a new thing that I'm trying this evening. So, I'm going to begin this evening with co hosts. So, I have got Lady Rose on board today as a co host. Say hi, Lady Rose.
Hi, family. How y'all guys doing? Lady Rose here. For those who have not met me before, this is my second time trying to co-host, but apparently my camera and the system is just lame today for some reason. They got some English, what do you ghost kind of got in my phone here. But anyway, just bear with me.
And then Sussex Love is likely to be able to join us as well. I am just going to be sending her. She said she's having difficulty getting on here, but I'm just going to be resending her the invite. So let's see how we get on. I thought I would need backup just because um I didn't know how long my throat would give out for today. So guys in the chat, say hello to Lady Rose and Sussex Love, okay? I have got the troll spray on, so hopefully it should be a troll free broadcast this evening. So, guys, I missed the conversation that was going on Friday, this major one about the discussion to do with Harry changing his country of residence in his um, company's house filing for travelist, changing it from Britain to the United States in his official paperwork. So I'm just going to be adding Sussex Love to the chat, to the live stream. Hello, Sussex Love. How are you this evening?
I'm good, and you?
I'm
Okay,
fine,
hold
thank
on.
you.
Oh, you can hear me okay?
Yeah, we've got Lady Rose as a fellow co-host as well.
Hi,
So
Sussex Love.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well, one day at a time. Sweet Jesus.
Right. I-
I'm
I'm
happy to
all excited to
participate.
be here. This subject really kind of gets my blood boiling, so I'm ready.
I hear you. Me too.
Okay,
Yeah.
so what will happen is that I'll just introduce the topics and then just go through all the various slides for each topic, and then I'll invite you to make a comment. And then we'll just take it from there. After I'm done talking about the topics, I will just ask you to give your comments or opinions on whatever it is that we're talking about. Okay.
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 All right. So now let's properly begin. So I was just talking about Prince Harry changing his country of residence in the new filing from Britain to the United States, and there was such a furor about it. As is usual, anything to do with Harry and Meghan just seems to initiate a meltdown of epic proportions. For some reason, they just cannot keep calm. They keep saying Harry and Meghan won't go away, won't stop talking. But Harry and Meghan are not even talking. Do you guys realize for the amount of articles that are written about them, Harry and Meghan are not talking. It is the British media that are talking. So this is what they're talking about, right? They're talking about this company's house filing in the UK. This is where companies go to register or incorporate the companies. It's called the company's house. And for travelists, Harry, all he did out of all the various companies that Harry and Meghan have, and I'm sure they have quite a few. I don't have the total list with me right now, but he all he did was to change his residence from, it's a country of residence. It used to be United Kingdom, and then he changed it to United States. So this tells me that they've got notifications on everything to do with Prince Harry and Meghan across their websites, across the companies that they own, anything at all to do with them. They have got notifications to let them know when there is any slightest change on there. And the usual suspects got in and had a lot to say. The Sun newspaper was saying Prince Harry is officially a US resident, American Idol Harry. Obviously,
Mhm.
that's a lie because it's clear that Harry has many jobs in America. They're already in court with Harry, and it just seems like they want to bait him into another lawsuit, perhaps to drain his finances. But I'm sure Harry is keeping note. If they're not careful, they might find out that after they're done with this latest lawsuit that they have with each other in the court, he might file a fresh one when
Mhm.
he's done with them. And the other usual suspect, who is the Daily Mail, who say, "Goodbye, Britain. Harry registers America as his official home." Hello, he did that like more than 4 years ago. So what are you talking about? And to the point of what you were talking about before the live stream actually started, Lady Rose, Charles evicting Harry and Meghan from Frogmore is the act of a king putting his country first. So says British media. Meanwhile, none of the journalists who are writing these stories, none of the owners of these papers, would treat any of their children in this manner. But they cheer King Charles on because obviously they've got stuff on him. And so it's easy for them. I think what has happened is that they've got so much on him that even the weakest desire, even what they've got on him supersedes any desire he may have to keep his family together. It's more or less like he has sacrificed Harry to his whatever it is that they have on him. And in my opinion on that, is that the only way out for them is for Harry to win the case. That is the only way that the royal family will be free of the shackles that will even keep them to close to any moral desire, moral activity in any way, shape, or form. And so LBC reported deeply wounded Prince Harry chose the day he and Meghan left Frogmore Cottage as the date his formal US residency began, official business documents have revealed. Well, hello, that is the date that his formal US residency began. Formal in the sense of being written down in paper, perhaps for tax purposes, to say, which actually has a lot of implications, actually, because that means that Harry has been paying tax to the UK government all this while. So now his tax is going to be paid in
in ours a
America.
little.
So, and then for them to think that the reason why he chose that date as his formal date of residency in the US is because it's something as childish as trolling King Charles is the one that got me. I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. But it is the desire to infantilize Harry, to make him seem like he's such a child and silly and stupid, which is what they've always done to him, to not so that people don't take him seriously. And that's what he referred to, I think is in the documentary, the Harry and Meghan documentary, where he said that the reporting on him was so bad that even though he was supposed to be a prince and supposed to walk into any room with the prestige that comes from being born of the royal family, it loses its potency. His birthright loses its potency because of all the toxic headlines that have been put out against him. So, where he should be walking into a room, maybe to carry out diplomatic relationships, and then you're trying to have a conversation with someone, and then you imagine that the person you're talking to is busy thinking about a headline like this: Prince Harry trolling King Charles. How seriously would the person who is talking to you take your conversation? I think that's what he was referring to in the Harry and Meghan documentary. Anyway, I don't know how that would be the case, that they would think that Harry would be trolling the king. He's got bigger fish to fry. He's got adult problems to solve. He's married. He's got kids. He's got companies. He's got charities. He's got friendships. So much. Anyway, if they had never gone looking for the documents, they would have never found this information out. And if they had not been scrutinizing the documents so close that they actually x-rayed the grain on the paper, they wouldn't have even noticed that Harry had changed his country of residence, because obviously he did not announce it. He didn't put out a statement announcing it. It was them going looking for this information, which has given rise to this brouhaha. And they're going to be dining out on this information for weeks to come. For weeks to come. And of course, as always, the natural reaction to Prince Harry's rejection, which is what they see Prince Harry changing his country of residence from UK to US as being, is that they demand, okay, then if you're saying that your country of residence is the US, then hand back your titles. One thing doesn't have to do with anything. One thing doesn't have to do with anything, because Prince Harry is a born prince. The titles were gifted to him as part of his wedding present when he married Meghan. He got married. That is a royal family tradition. And it is his entitlement, whether he's in good terms with his family or not. It doesn't have anything to do with the British public per se, you know. But they use it as a stick to beat Harry and Meghan over the head with. Anyway, Sussex Love, what do you think about all of this? Let me start with
Wow.
you.
Wow. Okay.
Mm,
Wow. Well, maybe it's because I'm American and we're dealing with Donald Trump. I think
mm,
about the British press and especially William. It's all about projection.
yeah.
William is awful. William is stupid. William is petty. And they projected all those things on Harry and tried to elevate the heir. And the British press and his father have been a party
Mm,
to that all this time. When it's
mm,
actually Harry that was a smart one. Harry that had the heart. Harry was compassionate. Harry was intuitive. All the
mm,
things that they wished the heir was, but was not. So they just projected that on to poor Harry. He was their scapegoat.
yeah.
And now that he has said, I mean, like you said, they were scrutinizing him. This is how they noticed that his paperwork had changed. Now they're in their feelings because it was all right for them to reject him, but the fact that he would have the audacity to say, "Well, I don't need you. You didn't make me, and you won't break me."
Yeah.
They're in their feelings. They're throwing tantrums and hissy fits. But this is what they wanted. Somebody should
Yeah.
remind them this is what they wanted. They wanted them to go. Well, they actually wanted Meghan to go. They
Mm-hmm.
didn't think Harry would go with her because they thought Harry would be like his father and just throw his wife to the wolves because he was upset because she was more
Mm,
popular. But he's not his
mm,
father. And
mm,
they never listened to what he said. He said all these years how he would have this horrible sinking feeling when he would fly back into England because of British press. How he couldn't help his mother. He was a child, but he was not going
mm.
to let them do the same thing to his wife. They just
Yeah.
ignored all that. And they're so stunned that he left. They just can't. They still don't know why he left.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this
What
is what
about
they
you, Lady
wanted. They should
Rose?
be happy.
Oh, sorry. Pardon me. I didn't realize you were still speaking. Go ahead.
No, I'm done. I'm done.
What about you,
Lady
Lady
Rose, your
Rose?
turn.
Well, 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 well. I mean, I really do not know where to start because,
Mm.
when you live in America for a year, you are already considered an American citizen. And Harry moved from that country. It's been 4 years, guys.
Mm,
What were
Hmm.
they expecting? In their mind, Harry was going to come back to England. That's my question. So that's kind of confusing me because it's like we're dealing with little people here. Because when obviously Harry moved to California and he's
Mhm.
been there with his wife, and he rarely goes there when something happens in his family.
Mhm.
I never seen any statement written by Harry saying he was going to return back to England.
Yeah.
So I think maybe those people were just thinking in their head, he just left for a minute and he's still going to return, come back.
Mhm.
When
Mm,
look at how his children have been treated by those people. And right
Mhm.
now,
mm,
here, even Meghan's family started saying Meghan had children through surrogate, she never been pregnant, and all those statements. So it means the King of England is not a smart person. If somebody just tricked him and had some kids who do not even exist,
Mhm.
okay, and he is asking those kids to bring their children for him to see. So this is kind of all confusing because those people say one thing with it's contrary.
Mhm.
Remember those people a few minutes ago, they told us Prince William was going to be working from home. He's going to be at work from home, royal.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
2 3 days later, they told us he was going to have a public engagement where he went there, pissed everybody off. That my black brother I saw standing there, he was looking at that boy. He was like, boy, I wish if you had a little bit of hair, I was going to pull you little head and hit it on the table. You know, so those people are confused people because I do not know what they were really like thinking. Like
Mhm.
Harry was gonna come back and become a British citizen again, where just to say England is a residence place when he has no house. Remember, they remodeled their wherever cottage, wherever all those stupid fancy names. I don't
mhm,
like it to learn
mhm,
anything of those people
mhm.
because you know one thing, those people stripped us of our titles. They changed our names. Okay, so I do not really care about learning how to call anything of theirs like the way it should be. So if I call anything wherever there, just let me be. Okay, family.
Uh-oh, the sound is going in
So
and out.
yeah, yeah. So those
My sound is
people,
going in and out.
are you? Is it? Can you hear me now?
I can
Uh-oh.
hear you.
Oh,
Sausage
okay,
love,
cause
check your phone because it's I can hear Lady Rose on this side.
okay, I can hear you
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yes. So the cottage that they repaired for Harry and Meghan to stay in. Remember
Actually,
those people
Harry and Meghan who repaired the cottage themselves. They spent 2.4 million on it.
That's right.
but then remember they kicked them out of that place,
Mm.
Frogamore or Frog's Head or whatever the thing is called. So they kicked those kids from that place there. And what
Yeah.
were they assuming their residency was going to be?
Mm.
A hotel? I mean, this kid was born a prince. His father is the king of England. And all those people saying because now he changed his place of residency, he needs to give the title. So I don't see my name being given back to my parents because I moved out of their home. I mean,
Exactly.
this kind of stupidity is just too much with these people. And those
Mhm.
people created all the schools that we attend around. But I have questions if they really went to their own damn schools. Because you can't say one thing and then you have to say the opposite stuff pertaining to that same stuff.
True.
And
True.
how do you want me to believe you?
Mm.
You kicked the kid out. And then you want the kid to still cling with your palace address and to put it like his, and he does not reside there.
But the thing is, it's just like what you're saying, okay? What has happened is the next logical thing that should happen. Harry had a UK residence, okay? The company in question was registered in the UK. So, being that it was registered in the UK, that's why it's registered with the company's house, okay? So far, so good. So now he doesn't have a UK residence. Given the way that the British media and everyone attacks Harry and Meghan over every little infraction, He should have done changed his country of residence when he was kicked out, because when he was kicked out, that was actually the point at which he no longer had a UK residence for all his paperwork purposes. See,
Well, that's
it
why
is
he
a
backdated
natural
it, but he
progression of what
backdated
should
it
have
to that
happened.
time though. June
Pardon?
June. I said, but he backdated it to
Yes.
that
So
time when they kicked him out. That he put it on
yeah,
June 30th because that's when they kicked him out. But what's so
yeah,
funny is you're being so logical because you're so brilliant, both of you, and you're so logical. But they're not being logical. They lie so much. They lie about everything. Remember, they're no longer a trusted source. They're worse
yeah,
than North Korea. So they
yeah.
just lie, 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 lie. They just tell so many lies. They don't care if they get jumbled up or confused. It's just about throwing dirt on Harry and Meghan to bring them down because William needs help to be propped up. And
Mm,
Kate, God rest her, I think she's gone.
mm.
So I mean, I've been looking for Weekend at Bernie's for Kate for them to prop her up in the wheelchair and roll her out because they're so desperate now that Meghan is with her launching of things. They're crazy. William said you're right, Lady Rose. He said 2-3 days ago he was going to work from home, but as soon as Meghan put out the jam, and she said you're going to have a cooking show, and Harry was out there looking like a boss riding that horse. William lost his mind and went into meltdown, and he ran out of that house
He
so that he could
ran
get some
and forgot
publicity.
his hair in the house.
I'm telling you.
He
I mean, it
forgot
just
his.
was crazy. He ran out. They probably was trying to hold him in. He ran out to do some cooking in a pot that was not hot, that had no food in it, which is why the brother was rolling his eyes. He probably like, I could be here working. Who is this? Why is this man here? You know what I'm saying? This is crazy. They are crazy. They have lost their mind, and they brought this all on themselves. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't
Yeah.
mean to interrupt you.
No, that's
Yeah,
okay.
I really felt so sorry for the guy. Like, that guy was concentrated to cook his food, and all of a sudden, this guy just popped in. You know, this guy does. They call him work shy, and I
Yeah.
really think like that word really fits him because
Hmm.
that guy can't even work. And look at the way he dressed up. This guy is the future king of England, of the United Kingdom. And why would he
So
dress up like somebody who's selling burrito in the corner of
no,
Confronts?
that
But didn't
appearance
you see
to
all
me
those
was
stories about?
deliberate.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, no, no. Go on.
I was gonna say, didn't you see all those stories they're writing? They want people to feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
His wife is the one that supposedly has cancer. They're talking about he's got to deal with all of these things. He's doing the best he can. And if you don't see him for a while, that's why. Cause are you kidding me? He's got 60 servants. What about the two Filipino nurses that he was clearly telling us she has? Aren't they taking care of her around the clock? What is he gonna do? He's not a doctor. He's just gonna sit there and watch the Filipino nurses take care of her. They want us to feel sorry for him for some reason. The one that doesn't have cancer, like his father and his wife, the one that's perfectly fine, the one that's just throwing a tantrum. Queen Elizabeth II nicknamed God, I don't want to say God rest her, but Queen Elizabeth II nicknamed the then Duchess of Cambridge. She nicknamed her Duchess Doolittle because she was lazy, and she called William lazy. You know what I'm saying? And so these people are out of their minds. They just,
Yeah.
I mean, they're imploding, and I should feel bad, but I really don't.
I really don't. Let me check the comments and see whether there are any comments about this. So
It's
Lottie
really
says,
sad with those people, though. It's like really sad. You know what Judge Judy used to say? If you were lying, at least have good memory.
yeah,
Why do you lie to people today and you bring those puppets on those media, the mirror and the sun? Those people, they are like a little tiny puppy, like a Chihuahua dogs.
hmm,
Yeah, those are Chihuahua whatever, newspapers. Those people will just fire up some little thing, amplify it, and make it big. And
mm,
next minute, they're going to change the thing. So I don't
hmm,
even know how to look at those people. The person who compared them to the North Korea was damn right. I'm telling y'all guys.
absolutely.
Because
Let
it's
me look
hard to
at
believe
the
those.
let me look at the comment section and see what people in the chat are saying. So Lottie says William should have been proud of Harry for finding such an intelligent wife, but instead he's jealous of him. You know what, Lati? You are so right.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
someone left a comment or after one of my videos and said, plot twists. And I'm just airing my opinion. Don't come for me. I laughed. And she said, what if William is upset with Harry because Harry cheered him on when he was going after Kate? But now Harry turned around and married a beautiful, intelligent woman, and he feels like he should have had someone like Meghan, not Harry. And I thought about it. I said, plot twist indeed. That is a plot twist because Harry would have supported anything his brother supported at the time. And um, William, who is looking at Meghan and thinking, well, I should have had someone like Meghan, he was the one who courted Kate. He was the one who courted Kate. And he cheered him on when he was going after Kate. Oh
Nobody
no.
wanted him. Nobody
Nobody
wanted
wanted
him.
him.
He broke up with Kate for what was it, 2, 3, 4 years to give other people a chance. He made an announcement they were breaking
Yeah.
up to give the other women a chance to come, and nobody came. Nobody wanted him. He had to
And
go
he
back to
wouldn't have
Kate.
been able to cope with someone like Meghan. Meghan is someone who has done the necessary work on herself to make herself a mature and full individual. William doesn't even know what that is. So there is no way they would have had a meeting of minds because even when
But you know
Harry
what's so
met
freaky
Meghan,
about it is here.
he said that he looked at her and realized that he would need to step his game up if he wanted to keep her. See? So how would William, who doesn't even know, he feels like all these people who haven't matured to the point. When you're old, being mature isn't a function of being tall and old. Being mature is someone who has done the necessary work on themselves to be able to reason properly, objectively, to be able to solve issues, to be able to appreciate other people. William's whole personality is the throne and the wealth behind it.
Hmm.
Look
And
at
he
how he
can't do
took
the
over
work.
that kitchen of that gentleman when he said he was running back to his royal duties. Look at his energy in the kitchen that he took over doing that duty. Do you see how the people in the kitchen were standing like soldiers behind him and he
Hmm.
filled the space like, yes, this is how you're supposed to be around me. Compare
Mm,
it to when Harry and Meghan are doing their royal duties. They know who they are, but they draw people in to contribute, to participate, because nothing they are doing is worth a damn if the people they are doing it with are not able to contribute. They might not be equals because every finger is not equal, right? So somebody is always older than the other person, somebody is always richer than the other person. Somebody is always, there's always something that differentiates all of us as human beings. But when they are working with people, they see the other people they're working with, no matter the status of the person, as their colleagues in that moment. And you see it in their body language. I think
Hmm.
that's one of the reasons people like them so much.
Well, I heard when William went to that kitchen there was a woman who did ask about Kate that apparently wanted to hand William cards and stuff like that. And
mhm.
William changed the subject. Apparently, he got super nervous. So
Mhm.
what is he hiding?
Mhm.
What is he hiding? Like in the public, of course, people are gonna wish your wife well if she's really
Mhm.
sick. Why would you be nervous about it? Everybody's
Mhm.
talking about it on the media here.
Mhm.
Mm.
Something is wrong.
Okay,
But you know,
let's move.
Megan is beautiful, and she's like you were saying,
Mm,
Isabella. When
mhm.
they both were fans of Megan's, that's why Harry at first thought that they would welcome her because he found out that William and Kate washed suits and they were Meghan's fans. But
Mm,
William turned on them because when he I think he, like you said, envied Harry having
mhm.
Meghan. But when he shook his finger in her face and she said, "Will you kindly move your finger out of my face?"
It must have
He that's
shocked
when
him
he
to the
turned on her.
bone.
And that's when he turned on her. He sent that dog, what's his name? The one that the other MP just came out and said that he
Simon
was
Case.
racist.
Mhm,
Right. That she dropped her case against him because she knew she couldn't win against him. But he had all this racial stuff in place at the workplace, and she was felt uncomfortable. And he was in charge of making her feel uncomfortable. And then they're saying they're not racist when this man was doing that in the government, and
mm,
he's working for William. So that's why he went after Meghan, because she stood up to him, and he felt that
mhm.
she was inferior. And how dare she challenge me? You know.
Well, he's going to find out eventually. Let's move to the next thing, which caused a lot of conversation online as per usual. Hugh Grant settled his court case with The Sun, and he issued a statement on Twitter regarding his intention to settle his court case. Let's just look at it in a bit more detail. So, just looking at his statement, he says news group are claiming they're entirely innocent of
But
the things that
now,
I have accused them of doing: phone hacking and illegal information gathering, landline tapping in my flat and office, the bugging of my car, the illegal blagging of medical records, lies, perjury, and, as is common with entirely innocent people, shade. They are offering me an enormous sum of money to keep this matter out of court. He
mm,
says, I don't want to accept this money or settle. I would love to see all the allegations that they deny tested in court. But the rules around civil litigation mean that if I proceed to trial and the court awards me damages that are even a penny less than the settlement offer, I would have to pay the legal costs of both sides. He goes on to say, my lawyers tell me that is exactly what would most likely happen here. Rupert Murdoch's lawyers are very expensive. So even if every allegation is proven in court, I would still be liable for something approaching 10 million in costs. I'm afraid I am shying at that fence. Rupert Murdoch has spent over £1 billion in damages to claimants and in lawyers' fees, settling over 1,500 claims in this way. He seems remarkably determined that there shouldn't be a trial of the facts. Murdoch's settlement money has a stink, and I refuse to let this be hush money. I have spent the best part of 12 years fighting for a free press that does not distort the truth, abuse ordinary members of the public, or hold elected MPs to ransom in pursuit of newspaper barons' personal profit and political power. So this money will be repurposed via groups like Hacked Off in the general campaign to expose the worst excesses of our oligarch owned press. I'd like to thank my legal team, blah, 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 blah. I'd also like to thank the courageous whistleblowers who came over from the other side and other brave witnesses who are providing much of the evidence, including, and he mentions them, the work and sacrifices of other people. Okay, so um, Miss Anne Harriman then commented on a part of Hugh Grant's statement. He said, so this money will be repurposed via groups like Hacked Off into the general campaign to expose the worst excesses of our oligarch owned press. Okay. Who owns Hacked Off? Hugh Grant. So when he says he's going to be giving it to himself, it's almost like Miss Anne Harriman is mocking him, like, you think you're saying something to us, like you're doing, it's almost like he's saying to him, you're doing what the British press are doing, you're kind of gaslighting us into thinking that we cannot compute because you're telling us that you're going to give this money to yourself. Okay, so some other person who is a logical thinker says, could Hugh Grant put his enormous settlement amount, which he says stinks, towards underwriting Prince Harry's or the other litigants' legal fees to make sure the claims against the son go to court? I believe Hugh has been good to do similar with, uh, I don't know what this note payment in the past. Okay. Then the Hacked Off group, of which Hugh Grant is the owner, says the allegations of burglaries and theft which formed Mr. Grant's claim are devastating. Yet again, rather than see them tested in court, News UK have done everything to avoid accountability. What are your thoughts, Lady Rose?
Well, those people looked for all this trouble. I heard those media people, apparently, lots of people are cutting ties with them. Apparently, they had a lot of contracts with the people running their advertisement on their sites and their papers, but they were just like, well, this nonsense about Harry and Meghan is just getting too old. And
Mm,
they, with them not understanding why are they doing what they're doing to these two, so they
mhm,
lost business contracts. So they are doing this to themselves, you know. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of stuff to say about these people, except
mhm,
like I just want them to just lose all the profits. I just want all the corporate America, if they do even use them, to just let them go. And but hopefully we're gonna get of some magic black people in there, those Oprah, who are probably gonna tell those people something, and maybe something is gonna stop in that angle. Because like I heard, lots of those papers are losing contract,
yes.
so which I'm excited about. I'm just
Okay.
looking forward to seeing that.
Mm, okay. Sussex Love, what do you think? Sussex Love?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Um,
That's okay.
I hope that whoever said that suggestion was maybe it was you about Hugh Grant said that he was going to use that money because he felt it was tainted and to help fight in other ways and to keep fighting. But I hope he
Mm,
takes that money and offers it to the people that are willing to continue to fight and say,
mm,
here, take this money and this will help you pay. I think one of the things that he didn't like was that he would have to give that 10 million over to Rupert Murdoch. After all that
mm,
fighting, even if you win, then you got to give him 10 million to pay his legal fees, and that's a lot of
mm,
money. Although he's famous and he's had success, I'm not sure he had much money to give over. So it was smart of him to take the deal. I don't think he had a real choice, but I hope he uses a good portion of that money to give to the other claimants so that they
mm,
can keep fighting. And I think that I don't know, but I think that if Harry wants to still fight, I think that Meghan will say to him, I'll help you gather the money together. If you want to fight, go ahead on and fight. At least that's what I would say, because it's got to be a point where there's some acknowledgement of him and Rupert Murdoch. Somebody needs to make him get on the stand and make him testify. If you can't
mm,
get nothing else out of that, that should be what's gotten out of it. Make him testify, make him admit what he did wrong, and
mhm,
then pressure the authorities to do their jobs if they haven't been all bought off as well. That's the problem. You can't trust the police. You can barely trust the British court system.
mhm.
So I don't know what the outcome will be.
Looking at the comments, Love Wins says Mason isn't mocking him at all. He's championing him. In fact, Dr. Evans Harris, who is the chief advisor for Prince Harry, is paid by Hacktoff, so Prince Harry doesn't have to pay him. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Thanks for that information. See
Oh,
why I love the
me either.
chat. Keep people give you information. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it just seemed to me that if Hugh Grant was perhaps he didn't want to put that information out in public that he was assisting Prince Harry's case. So it
Oh
might
yeah.
be that he would be putting that money towards, or putting a portion of the money towards Prince Harry's case, just to get the son to have all the allegations tested in court. Because I'm telling you, a lot of people are being bound by the secrets that Murdoch is holding on them in the UK. And
Hmm.
this, once the bondage is broken, a lot of things will change in the UK. A lot of politicians' secrets are being kept by Murdoch. A lot of the royal family secrets are being kept by Murdoch. And I believe that once the allegations are being tested, it's just like going down a rabbit hole. Every time an allegation is brought up, they have to investigate it until they get to the end. And in the course of investigating all of these things, a lot of people are going to be set free. And that, more than anything else, is what Murdoch is fighting against. He
I'm not
doesn't
up
seem to
on.
care about the money. You were saying
I
something,
was gonna
Cecily?
say I'm not up on. Yeah, I wasn't up. I'm not up on British politics, but I believe Keir Starmer
Yeah.
said that he was not, because it has to be laws that need to be changed to really go at them. And I think that Keir Starmer said that he wasn't going to do anything to change the laws. Maybe I'm wrong about that. So either they need to vote some different politicians in that have more guts, or a whole bunch of different ones that
Mm.
will not let the newspapers sway them and be afraid that they're going to
Yeah.
write horrible things about them, because the laws need to be changed. They're
Yeah.
going to have to change the laws in order to
Yeah.
make these people pay.
Yeah.
You know, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm getting the name wrong, because, like I said, I'm not really
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
clued
You know,
up on.
you're doing good. You're doing good. I actually did a video on the criminal underbelly of the murder case, and um, if the facts are being laid bare, it will shock the ears of the heads of people, because we're talking about um, a gold robbery. We're talking about um, armed robbers in the UK. We're talking about police corruption. We're talking about government corruption. We're talking about politicians' corruption. People like Dan Wooten are small potatoes compared
Hmm.
to what is actually going on. What Murdoch is protecting is our small potatoes. We're talking about the Levinson. It might trigger a Levinson 2 inquiry, which will call for the regulation of the media, external regulation, not the internal regulation that they've currently got going on at the moment, where nothing changes and nobody can seem to do anything about it, because are they going to hand themselves severe regulatory sanctions? Apparently not,
Hmm.
because it hasn't happened so far. It
Mm-mm.
hasn't happened so far. Let's look at this comment section. Lottie says, yes, Meghan will stay by Harry in whatever he decides to do. I think it has gotten so far with Harry that even if it meant that he was going to lose his last penny, he would go all the way. And I think they didn't know this about Harry before now. Now they know.
That's right. Now they know. They found out
Now
the
they
hard way.
know.
Wow.
Now they know.
No, they didn't
Reba.
think Harry would leave with Meghan. They thought that they could chase Meghan out, but
Mm,
they did not believe for 1 second that Harry would go with her. So
mhm.
that proves that they didn't know him or
No,
understand
they
him at
did
all.
not know him. He was probably just very quiet, accepting everything until Megan came, and that shocked him. You see, I think he always had when you're like a sheltered child and then you have a rude awakening to the realities of life. You're like, what? Do people behave like this? Hello? Yes.
Well, I saw my queen Lottie says like a Murdoch needs to be stopped. Yeah, he is gonna be stopped right now because you know what? This guy is used to getting all his millions in his pocket. But
Mhm.
right now, losing those contracts are just gonna stop him. Just that one is gonna stop him. You know
Yeah.
that guy's been doing all the dirty stuff since all those this while, and he's never lost any money. But right now here, I watched a long video from some channel down there, and they
Mm.
explained like how those people are actually losing the money.
Mhm.
So they are gonna lose money. And you know, billionaires do not like losing one penny. That's why they are billionaires.
Rosa Roberts says maybe that's oh no, that was not what I was looking at. Joanne Baker says Keir Starmer is in Labour, but he's already been bought and sold. Not much would change under Starmer. A lot of people have said that they're not going to be voting Labour in the next election, whenever that would be. They don't want Conservatives. They don't want the Labour either. I think most likely the Liberal Democrats may have a chance. I don't know, but let's see. I'm not that. When I started following Harry and Meghan's case and I realized how corrupt these organizations were, I kind of don't even follow them anymore because it just seems to me every time they open their mouth, they're speaking words, but all I hear are lies, 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 and lies. So um,
Lies, lies, more lies.
Well,
let's
Reba
see.
got me laughing here. Harry
Uh,
will teach UK media
just
sneezing
hold
from
on a
party.
second. Just hold on a second. So Lottie says Murdoch needs to be stopped. He has already caused a lot of people grief. A lot of people have also died as well. Rosa Roberts says maybe that's why Prince Carl Charles always gets bags of cash. He doesn't need it anymore because he now has access to the royal family's accounts. And Harry will teach UK media sneezing from farting. Yep. Yep.
Oh, I like that one.
I like
Okay.
That must
that.
be that must be Reba.
It's her.
Wow,
Okay.
I couldn't have said
So,
it better myself.
So, guys, before we dive any deeper, if you're new here, I extend a warm invitation to join our vibrant community. Haven't you been enjoying the chat? I'm sure you must have done. For some of you who have just started following the conversation about the controversy between Prince Harry and Meghan and the royal family, it must feel like you has just suddenly come of age. Don't worry, we have all been there, and that's one of the reasons why this channel came to be. So, on this channel, we don't just skim the surface of the news, we dive into the implications, analyze it, and take action. So, whether you're just seeking news updates, analysis, or seeking to actually take action, there's something here for everyone. If you've visited my channel before but you haven't subscribed, welcome back. Don't be that person. Subscribe now, please. Hit the like button, leave a comment, and if you don't know what to say, just put a heart emoji and that will do. For my loyal subscribers, thank you so much for being there. Thank you for always supporting and thank you for all your contributions that you make to the channel. So let's move on to the next thing. Since we're talking about lawsuits, let's also talk about Harry's case against the Sun. There is an update in that one. And the Sun, they made an application to delay the trial, just like Trump is currently fighting, or he fought tooth and nail to delay is it the fraud trial?
Yes, yes.
So, also is the Sun fighting tooth and nail to delay the trial. Can you see Harry's smile in there? Like, no, it's not going to be delayed. It was the perfect picture they used here because it's a very knowing smile. smiling photograph that they used. But in this case, they say the publisher of The Sun has lost a bid to push back a potential full High Court trial of unlawful information gathering claims brought by the Duke of Sussex. Oh, I wish I could literally live in the court while this trial was going on because it would be so juicy. Look, the change that this trial will bring will be seismic and it will be felt all around the world. Harry, 39, alleges he was targeted by journalists and private investigators working for newsgroup newspapers. He is among a number of people to bring cases against the publisher with a full trial of some of the claims, which could include the Dukes, due to take place in January next year. That's about in 9 months' time. After a hearing earlier this week, NGN, that's Murdoch's company, asked the judge to instead hold a narrower in scope preliminary trial in January to decide whether the cases against it had been brought too late and outside a legal time limit. The publisher had previously denied unlawful activity took place at The Sun. So the judge in the case said there is a plainly considerable risk of a preliminary trial increasing costs overall and delaying a full trial by up to 2 years. And he said that is unsatisfactory. So he has disagreed that the trial needs to be delayed. The Murdoch's lawyers argued, saying that the way they suggested was the most efficient way of dealing with the cases and could promote settlements. But Harry's lawyer said nope, 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 and nope. They say it would be highly disruptive and prejudicial and could cause substantial delay. This is exactly right, because there are a lot of new defendants apart from Harry in the case, given that it's a class action. And what they're saying is that they want a smaller trial to happen before the main one, just trying to find out whether, first of all the people named in the case against The Sun can actually bring the case. But that doesn't need to be. They can do it as the case is going on. And if they get to a particular person, and they would first of all assess whether the person's case is within the 6 year period or outside of it, and then that will be taken care of alongside. But they're trying to delay the inevitable. They're trying to delay the inevitable. I'm telling you, by the time this case is done, Harry would have grown 100 years in maturity, because I can't imagine the toll that this case is also taking on him. Cannot be easy. What do you think, Sussex Love?
I think you can see Harry and Meghan's light shining.
Mm-hmm.
I remember working through my profession with this elderly lady who was a black minister, and this company sent me to work with her because they didn't want the white people to go down there into the black area. And she used to always tell me, no, really. And so she would say, and she was brilliant. The woman was brilliant. They didn't know how brilliant she really was, because she would talk to me and tell me things about the scriptures. And she would tell me that I should, she thought for some reason I should be a minister. And I said, no, you have to have a calling to be a minister. And I know I don't have it. And I'm just going to work in the background. And she told me, work in the background. You're supposed to let your light shine. That's what God wants you to do. And
You know
Harry
your
and Meghan
calling, girl.
huh?
I said,
But
you know
I
your
know,
calling.
I know that wasn't it. Physical therapy was my calling. But but she was right about, you just go in different places and you let your light shine. When I was younger, I didn't realize that the Christian folk weren't supposed to mix with the sinners, because I love to dance, so I would go out and dance.
Mm,
And but I would have my Bible in my purse, and I would be wearing my cross, and well, anyway, the point was, you're supposed to let your light shine, and they're
yeah.
letting their light shine. And I think that Meghan, like Harry said in the Oprah interview, my mother had to fight them all alone. I don't know how
Mm,
she did it, but at least we had each other. So
mm-hmm,
I think that they are one, like you're supposed to be when you're married. And I
mm,
think that with God's help and them fighting together, that's how he is getting through it. He's not like he has to fight the battle by
Yeah.
himself,
Mm-hmm.
but it's hard for him, yes, but you see he hasn't aged nearly as much as William, and William has
No.
everybody helping him.
Oh,
Well,
William
I'm
looks
sorry,
like
but
he's
come on.
125 years
He
old.
does. And what was that outfit with the floods? I mean, come on. I know somebody's dressing him. He's got that man he hired. Who's that supposed to be his butler or who? What do you call that English people? Because I don't know the one that's the man. And what do you call the man that dresses you when you're rich? They call him something. William just hired one that's
Yeah.
supposed to be dressing him, and that's who he hired to dress him like that. Let him go out there like that.
I know the name. Wait, it's not a butler.
It's
Yes.
I can't
Let
remember what
me
you call it,
put that
but whoever
into
it is.
Google.
But
Someone who dresses
he's
the
paying
rich.
somebody and they let him go out looking like that.
No, that was deliberate.
Oh,
Someone that
was
was
that a deliberate? Oh,
y- yes.
okay.
I believe that that was deliberate. I
Oh,
believe that it was sort of
what was
like
supposed
what
to
you
be the
said,
point of that?
like, oh, please, I am sorry. I
Oh,
am
yeah.
suffering. Look
Oh,
at
I'm so
me.
sad. I can't dress myself
Yeah,
properly.
I'm so sad. I can't dress myself.
That is just those. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
Go on. Oh,
Lady Rose. I know you got something to say.
Lady Rose. Okay. Oh,
Is she gone?
no, she popped
Oh,
out
she
for a
gone.
moment, but she's back.
Okay.
Just before
Okay.
she says what she has to say, let me just look at Love Wins comment. So Love Wins says, in looking at Harry's improved fitness, I think this is how his better up coaches are helping, encouraging him to cope. I think you're right. Plus, having such a stable, happy home life. Yes, you're right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You're right. Yeah. And he's there. They have, do you know, this is one of the things I love about their events, right? You can see the circle of love all around them. So it's all, they
Mm-hmm.
just bring a vibe of nurturing and caring into everything that they're doing, to the point like even where you have people who may not naturally be that way, but they find
Mm-hmm.
themselves just doing things that are
Mm-hmm.
nurturing and caring.
Mm-hmm.
So it
Mm-hmm.
changes the whole vibe from being just corporate to being a caring environment where people do good, and it does encourage profit and progress rather than just cold corporate activity or a cold charitable organization. Do you see what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, just looking at the pictures from the polo charity event,
Mm-hmm.
they're holding each other, walking with each other, Megan with her girl group, talking, Harry with his guys, and you see people meeting and networking with each other and
Mm-hmm.
treating each other nicely and kindly. I love that.
Yeah, children
Y-
know. You see how Nacho's baby girl was all over Megan. Children
Yes,
know. She even
exactly.
asked Megan, "Where's Lily?" You know what I mean? So you can feel love, genuineness from people,
Yes.
and when their light
Yes.
is truly there, you can feel the warmth of their light. You can't help but get wrapped. You have to be really a devil or antichrist to be able to still to try to repel it.
Yeah.
It's like because it's real and
Mm.
there's not enough of that in the world. We need more.
We need more of it. And anyway, that's one of the reasons why I was drawn to Megan, although I knew her from Suits. But when she did um start dating Harry, I was just like, oh, that's nice because of her mannerisms. She was very caring. Because, of course, we've seen Harry grow up, and us somehow it's just a very funny thing because you've seen him grow up. It's almost like he's your son, even though he's not growing
Hmm.
up in the house with you. So you're looking at him like, okay, so this girl who is coming to marry our son,
Hmm.
even though he
Right.
doesn't know he's got a mother in me, but we're still looking
Right.
at her to make sure that she's fine. And once I saw Megan with Harry once, twice, three times, I was like, oh, okay, she's fine. Harry is fine. He's good. And now
You know,
I'm
I was in.
looking. Yeah, go on.
No, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I was saying I was Megan's fan from Suits, but that's not what endeared me to her. It was
Mm.
her social media where I saw her traveling with World Vision when she went to Africa for the
Oh,
water
okay.
for the children. That's
Right.
what made me open up to her because I saw she was serious about trying to help and she had a heart. And she went to Africa, you know, where her people is. I mean, her she's 43%
Yeah.
Nigerian.
Yeah.
But I mean, but just she didn't know that then. But I'm just saying. So
Mm.
that's what really made me. And then when she got involved with Harry and watching what was going on with them, and I still think I said God sent her to Harry because Harry wanted out, but he would never have left them because he's loyal and he's like you said calm. But the soldier in him, when he met Megan and he had something to fight for, when he saw how she was
Oh,
being
that's a
treated, he
good
said
way of putting it.
he never saw the other side of being black and what that meant because he was living on the other side of that. He was prince of the realm. But when they were treating Megan that way, then he saw and felt what the other side was like. And because he had a heart, I think that's
Yeah.
why he was able to um, start this fight. But the soldier in him, he wanted to fight for his mother anyway. He couldn't when
Mm-hmm.
he was a child, but as now as a grown man, he can fight for her and he can fight for Megan. He can fight for his children,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that she was his way out of there.
Mm. Yeah, she was. And I think he started the fight with anger, but that has since burnt out. And now it's just become conviction, and which is the most dangerous of all because it's like this is a belief.
Mhm.
It's not going away.
Absolutely,
It is a thing
absolutely.
where if he doesn't do something about it, he is not going to be okay with himself, which means that he's ready to spend his last penny. I love it for them. That's the worst type of enemy you want to have. Okay. Um,
Is she back? Is that Lady Rose? Oh yeah, she back. I see her
Yeah,
picture
can
there.
you hear me?
yes, I can hear you now. What do you
Yeah,
think
you know
about
that, but what I think is Harry has always been matured than his brother,
mhm,
and he is really doing a good job fighting those people. But hopefully he wins because you know those people, the group of those people, when a color is black, they're gonna tell you it's red. And that's what they've always been doing. So let's pray also. Let's not just fight and sit down here and talk. So let's pray because this is like somebody fighting our race. It's because our child went there and married those people. That's why when we saw their true color, those are the
That's
people we've
right.
been living with for a billion years. And look at what
Hmm.
they did to us 400 years, guys. And right now
Hmm.
they're doing it to our child. And they are
Hmm.
doing it before us. And everything that those people have been doing on this planet, it like it's we can't ever win. But for us to win the battle, we have to support those children and we have to pray for them. Because this fight, yeah, he's gonna fight and spend all his money, but is he gonna win? Because the people in those he called them the bees, the wasps, and the flies. Those people all together. Yeah, did you
yeah,
guys read in his book? They are not good people. And
And
like
Camilla
I
had
told
those
you,
those
when the
books.
color is purple, they're gonna tell you it's green.
yeah.
So they might make him lose because that's how those.
Love wins. You said you wanted to practice being on the panel discussion. Should we practice today? I know I'm putting you on the spot and you were
Come
probably
on,
not
love
prepared for
wins.
that.
Come on, love wins.
But
Join us.
I'm going to, this is how it's done, okay? I'm going to put a link in the chat. And if you click on it, it will bring you into the studio and you can join the conversation. We haven't got much long to go on the Sussex news because we are going to go to the archetypes quiz after this. So don't worry, we're not going to be talking for long. But if you would like to give it a try this evening, Go
Love
ahead
wins. Love
and let's
wins.
practice it. I have put the link in the chat. Go ahead and click on the chat and try to see if you can
Join us. Join us.
join in. Hello.
Come on,
Hi
love
guys.
wins.
Hi.
Oh, hi. This is not Love Wins, but I just wanted to say
Okay.
I'm listening to it's Karen. I'm just listening to your conversation, and it's really good.
Mhm,
And I just wanted to to say how important the points are that you're making, especially the last one
mm,
that was just made,
mm,
in regards to Harry's win and the fight that he's fighting. And
mm,
it was well said because it's this is a fight to the end. It's not about the money. And yes, he is fighting for all of us. And I you know really appreciate that as a human being, and
mm,
as someone who you know have been in those situations where you're not being heard, you're not being fight for, and being taken advantage of.
mm,
And same as our four parents, that's been fighting for us to um over the years, for us to be able to live freely, and has sacrificed their life
mm,
um along the way. So it's really gratifying to see that Prince Harry is there, continuing this fight for the wrongs that's been
mm,
happening
mm,
for decades. um it's sad to see, and when you listen to and really get to the depths of it, of how people has been living, people has been silent over the years
mm,
in that environment.
mm,
It's really really appalling. I put myself in that situation. I thank God every day that I'm not in that situation. I did not grow up in that situation. And the type of person, you know the type of person I am, seeing this, it really hurts me, because I don't know if I could have survived in a situation like that.
mm.
You know, I'm outspoken. You know, I
You
live
and me
freely.
both, love.
I live freely. I expect, freedom, and I want that for everybody. And I want, I can't, I just can't see people living in such, oppression and suffering. It hurts my heart. And it's yeah, it's just good to see it. And it's not about a win. It's not about the money. I think he's in a position where it doesn't matter if he lose. Is the point that he is fighting for,
Mm,
the change that he's fighting for. You
mm,
know, I look at this with Martin Luther King, with Michael X, and all these people, the Rosa Parks. They know the sacrifices they were making. They know how they were putting their life on the line. Mandela, okay,
yeah.
look at the years he spent in hospital. These are the sacrifices that, if you want to see true change and you want to make a difference, these are the sacrifices that you know um,
Yeah.
that you have to make. Look at Jesus. He
Yeah.
died on the cross for us. You know what I'm saying? So these are the kind of sacrifices
Mm,
that you have to make. It's not about the bottom line. It's not about the dollar. It's
mm.
about the change. So yeah.
You're
Well,
absolutely
people,
correct.
I
I
was a
think.
little bit lost that I don't know who is talking right now.
Oh, right. Sorry. Before you came on, Karen from the chat
Oh,
joined
hi, my
us.
queen. Hi, Karen.
Hi, how are you guys?
I'm doing all
I'm sure
right.
you guys heard me before. I'm sure you guys heard it before on with facts and two cents and Petal and those.
Yes, thanks for you two talkings, and that's definitely the point.
Mm,
Yeah, it's so sad that people are still fighting our race. That's why probably I'm never gonna shut up because I just can't stand this suppression. It's been
mm,
like that forever, and we can't sit down there and clap and just watch them and be
mm.
quiet. It's just their traits. They are so narcissistic, those people. It's like why would you do? And the father is letting that happen to his son, the king of England. That's what is hurting me. That's
They've
why
got
it's
so
just
much
very
on
hard
him.
for me even to finish my words.
They've got so much on him. I think that is why. And he's always been a cold-blooded father, selfish. So
But look at
unfortunate.
how the world is really corrupt.
Mm,
The world is so corrupt that you're gonna just let something like that fly with your child. I
mm,
mean, this is so heartbreaking. But good thing I believe like there are lots of people who love Harry around America here. You do not really hear lots of bad stuff about him. People praise him. They say
mm.
all good stuff about him on American TV. All those nonsense are all just coming from Europe, from his own country of
Yeah.
origin, which is
It's
just
it's mainly
despicable,
British, you're
horrible.
right.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
terrible.
I would like Love Wins to come
Look
in
at the look.
and make a comment. So I'm going to bring her on as well. It's a party today. We're having fun and it's weekend, so why not?
Yes,
Amen.
All right.
yes.
So Love Wins, welcome to the stage.
Thank you, Wheezy. Can you hear me okay?
What do
Wheezy,
you
can
think
you?
about this update to Harry's case?
Wheezy, can you hear me okay?
Yes,
I
I can
can
hear you.
hear you.
Yay! It's working. I apologize for my barking dog. Um, I'm pretty happy with the update I saw that the trial
Surprised
is
mine
not
isn't
going to be
barking.
pushed back. That was really good news to hear.
No, I just think that's. I'm happy with that, and I think that is just the way they play the game. Trying to
Delay,
keep
delay, delay.
delaying the trial and wrapping up the costs as well too, and also working on getting the judge and the court and everything to work in their favor because it's all about manipulation and um, coercing, the other side into um, working against, Harry and his team. And,
Hmm.
the more they delay it, the more they keep, pressing back and everything is the more force that Harry and his team has to be going with because they have to be working, double time because of the people that they're working against. At the same time,
Mm,
you have the royal family, his father and brother, who is um, the father is the head of the court, and the brother who would soon be the head of the court. Now, can you imagine this delaying? Okay, Charles is sick right now,
mm,
um, and anything happen, and then William take over with William attitude towards his brother, who is going to become head of the court. Can you
mm,
imagine this scenario? That's crazy. So when
I
they're
agree.
delaying these things, it's trying to delay. It's trying to work on the system, and
mm,
hoping that things happen that they can have control of it. You know,
mm,
Well,
uh,
Hmm.
it,
Isabella, Wheezy, and everyone who's listening, I think what I learned this week from Hugh Grant and the amazing messages he posted explaining everything was
mm,
how utterly corrupt the UK system is when it comes to settling civil claims. It
mm,
completely works against the individual and
Hmm.
completely favors the rich,
yeah,
Hmm.
completely favors companies with a
Hmm.
huge, resource to tap into as they're going through these proceedings.
Mhm.
I can understand Harry growing up, being aware of all that, why now, with the support he has from Meghan, his legal team, why he won't back down. Because
Mm.
who
Mhm.
else is going to take something like this on?
Mm.
And I think he is more than prepared to hand over a whack of money, even to Murdoch, simply because he saw what they did to his mom. I
Mm.
Mhm.
think this is
Mhm.
far less even about what they've done to him, and
Yeah.
it's
Mm.
about what they've done to Meghan and what they
Yeah.
did to Diana.
Mhm.
Yeah, and
Perfectly said.
I also think, like, I'm talking too much. Yeah, I also think, yeah, his mom is number one on this because he's going back and looking at what and replaying all that stuff that she went through in her head, and then it came and it happened to his wife. But then at the
Mm.
same time, it was happening to him with other people in his life all through his life.
Mm.
Okay. And he couldn't
Hmm.
do anything. He could not do anything about it. Can you imagine put in that situation? Okay.
Mhm.
And you couldn't do anything about it. Okay. Now he can do something about it, and he's damn well doing something about it. And it's
Mm.
about time somebody, stand up to them. Look at the amount of people's life that was messed up in this
Mm.
type of
Mhm.
system that they have. Okay.
Mm.
Innocent people. Okay, I'm
Mhm.
talking about people that came out on byline and all these stuff and talk about it. Can you imagine the hold that they had on these people? As soon as they felt like they had some kind of talent, or they want to get out there to do something for themselves to uplift themselves and everything, they
Mm.
have this whole system that comes down on them. Okay. And either coerce them into, if they want to make a life for themselves, they have to do these bad things. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And you
Absolutely.
know so they
Oh,
had a
seems like
position as either
there's
they can make you or break you kind of thing. So
Mhm.
yeah.
The other piece that I think is driving Harry, especially more recently, is when he learned that his family had been negotiating behind his back and getting settlements. The king, Her Majesty, even, and then, of course, William and that big settlement he got without a word to his brother. When you feel like your family is working against you and behind the scenes with the people who are destroying your own family, I think that's got to add a lot of fuel to the fire.
Mhm. It's so sad though. It's so heartbreaking.
I agree, Lady Rose. Your family are supposed to be the people that love you the absolute most, who always have your back. And thank God he found Meghan, because Meghan is as steadfast and loyal as they come.
Mhm.
But it's not just, but he has never really had a family. They're firm
I know.
Mhm.
because Charles never had a family. He had a horrible upbringing. It was similar to Diana's brother that's got the book out now about how terrible it was in that boarding home and how the children were sexualized and hurt and bullied. And Charles had the same thing. He was saying he was bullied and he was sent away for long periods of time. And he wasn't close to his mother, and his father didn't particularly like him. So he had no idea how to be a father. Not to make excuses for him, but he didn't. He didn't have any idea how to be a father. He likes Camilla because Camilla did everything for him and put him first, like a perfect mistress would do. So he never really had a really real relationship. I think that's why Harry has sympathy for Charles.
I
Yeah,
agree.
but psychologically what they do say, like the previously abused people turn to be the abuser themselves. That's exactly the proof right here.
But then how do you
But
explain Anne? Anne has a phenomenal relationship with her kids. She gets duty. She doesn't play any of this PR drama at all.
Well, but
And
she's a
she,
spare though.
But
Perhaps
Anne was close to
coincidence.
both her mother and her father. Anne was close to the queen, and Philip said that
Agreed.
Anne was her favorite.
Yep.
So she
Mhm.
had both parents that liked her.
And
And
she
she
was the
wasn't a threat
girl.
to
She's the
anyone,
only
really.
girl.
So she had the opportunity to live a normal life without any of the pressures.
Mhm. Mhm.
In the olden days, the spare used to actually fight for the position for the throne against the actual heir, and that is where the heir spare uh, issue actually originated from. If you go back in history to see it, it's only that William uh, didn't come into the 21st century. They trained him according to the 19th century. I don't think he made it to the 20th century. I think he's still stuck in the 19th century. And so, for that reason, he is acting as though Harry is a threat to him. And he was brought up with all the foibles
Mm.
that the heirs in the 19th century would have. Okay, I'm going to be king, but I don't want to do the work. The spare will do the work for me. And I'm going to be king. I need to be healthy, but I'm not going to take care of myself because I have access to the spare's heart and body parts, so that if anything goes wrong with my body, I can take it from the spare.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
I am not going to bother to know how to treat a woman nicely because I'm going to be king. And if the women who come to me don't behave themselves, I can off with their heads. And
Mhm.
Hmm.
is finding out that actually this is the 21st century and you can't actually do that.
Mhm.
I think it comes back to character and integrity.
Yeah.
And I believe, had Harry been born first, as he is, as the man we know him to be, he would 100% still be the man he is.
Mm,
William
Mhm.
is cut from a different cloth. I don't know why, but he just is he is far more of the character of Andrew than anyone else in the family.
mm,
Well, he's like his father too. I mean, Charles is, he told Camilla he wanted to be her tampon. They had,
there
well, he
is that.
did. I mean, I can't believe that that would be a goal for. I mean, if one of my men that I was dating said that to me, I would dump him. Because that is just. But anyway,
Vile.
yes, and he was in the British newspapers. It had that he was sleeping with Camilla while Diana was upstairs asleep in the room.
Yeah.
So he was just a
Yes,
vile creature. William was treating Harry badly when they were little. They see
very
video
little.
clips of if he had something, William would go over and take it from Harry. If
Yeah,
Harry was happy,
absolutely.
William would mess with him. He was like that. Harry is more his mother's temperament, and William is more like his father.
I agree with
You
Absolutely.
that.
know, so
Okay, I'm going to bring
you
Karen
know.
Stevenson onto the stage. So, Karen,
Welcome,
are you
Karen.
ready? Okay.
I've tried this StreamYard for the first time, so I'm kind of excited.
Welcome.
Okay.
Thank you,
Board.
thank you. And
We're
I won't be,
family. We're family.
I know it, it's so great. I'm glad to hear Karen Warner. I told her about this channel. I'm like, you get to check out Isabella Banks. But this morning I was just thinking, when is there going to be a reset? You
Mm,
know, the world is watching this and it is bad. It looks
Mhm.
bad.
Mhm.
When is King Charles and those people over in charge, even the government in England, said this got to be a reset,
mm,
and I think they just don't want to lower. Humility is not weakness. Forgiveness is not weakness.
no.
And unfortunately they don't realize that the amount of grace that they would receive if they just do a reset.
Yeah.
and become a family. They are wanting popularity in the wrong way. They have
Mm.
had two great examples of how to be loved and accepted and how to increase their popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Diana showed them by caring for people, and that's what the Bible teaches. And for them to be the head of the church, and a couple,
No.
the head of the church, and those archbishop and all those things. Every Sunday, these people go to church. It's not preaching. I would love to sit into one of those sermons and hear what is being taught,
Mm.
But you
because
have
I'm
two
like,
adulterers as head of the English church.
I understand that, but even grace is extended to them. Okay? I mean, as a Christian and reading the New Testament, I have to
But they
say
haven't
grace.
repented though. But they haven't repented. They have to be. There's some
But this is
responsibility on them.
exactly what I'm saying. There needs to be a reset. There needs to be a sense of taking accountability, taking a repentance. First of all, repent to
Hmm.
God, because
Hmm.
I know you're a king. But let me tell you, there's a king of kings that you're going to
There it
stand
is.
before
Or we have
at
churches
some
that are
point
just
in
they're just sitting
time.
there.
Okay?
True.
And don't let me start preaching here, because my God, I'm called.
Oh, amen. Go ahead.
And if we're Christian, we're all called because we're all
Yeah.
ministers. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But at some point in time, I'm like, this madness needs to stop. Maybe that's where my prayers need to go. This
Mm.
madness needs to stop. There need to be a reset. And also, I was just thinking, there is grace available for you.
Mm.
You'll be surprised that people will give you grace and favor if you just say, okay, let's just fix this, okay, so that we
Mhm.
all can move on. Um,
I agree
there,
with you. I'm
and,
sorry.
and and there is mercy that is
Mm.
available to them, and not only that, for poor William. And in a way, I used to love those two boys just like you, is Weezy. I'm from the Commonwealth,
Mm.
so when Dinah died, we all took them under our wings, even though we
Yeah.
never met them and probably never will.
Exactly. Yeah. It's the funniest thing. It is the absolute funniest thing to have a child you
But I
see
think that
growing up
that young man
far
is
away from you.
lost.
Yeah.
And I don't expect William to do the things that Harry does, because his calling is different.
Mm.
But at the same time, there need to be well defined roles
Mm.
for him to pursue, and not this foolishness. Going out to these soup kitchens where he is absolutely not comfortable. This is not. There must be something else. I mean, that you can have. And the thing about it is the proper training.
Mm.
Okay, you don't send somebody to learn geology and art history if they're going to be in that form of government. You send
Mm.
them to learn public relations, international relationships. You have them work as diplomats in some of these
Yeah,
diplomatic
so that they know
corps.
how to deal with stuff when it comes to it. Yeah.
You know what I'm
But you
saying?
gotta understand. But you gotta understand what you're saying about training. But you cannot train what's in a person's heart. William is
I
not that
the,
stupid that he does not understand that he has millions and millions of dollars. He says he wants to help the homeless. He can start by taking a chunk of that land and building some homes, not just 24 homes. William has no desire to do that because his heart has not been changed right. Now, if he would open himself up to God and repent, maybe his heart could be changed. But the way his heart is now, he is more on the antichrist side than the Christ side. And until his heart is willing to open up into the light, because he could help his own people, but he would rather do something performative for PR to make himself look good. He's not thinking about others, he's only thinking about himself. He has to have a change of heart.
I agree, and I'm going to pray for that. I'm going to pray for him, because as a Christian, you don't want nobody lost, and that's probably the only way that Harry gonna have a little peace. You understand what I'm saying?
But y'all know what? God does not like ugly.
Exactly,
God does not
because
like ugly. So let's see if he really is even gonna be that king, and how long he's gonna be there.
but
Let's wait and see.
But
And
you
I
know,
just can't wait for God to direct one of his sons to marry a black girl from Africa down there.
well, God did it.
Yes,
But
he did.
anyway,
Won't he do it?
you know, the change of heart is important, and I know there is a jealousy towards his brother and want what his brother has. But if he would study his brother and do what his brother does, the brother went to those who were outcasts. The military had taken these people and they're injured and they give them they go to the VA for maybe 6 to 10 12 months and
Mm,
they get whatever standard treatment and then they were let go. Okay,
mm.
Harry went to
But
these
he does
people,
study Harry. He
but,
does study Harry. He
then
watches all his
duplicate.
internet things. That's what he does. He put on the same shoes Harry had on. He doesn't
But for the
understand what
wrong
the message
things.
is that he should be right because he doesn't understand what the right thing is.
Well, let me,
He doesn't.
whoever is listening, let me tell you what the right thing is so you can go educate him. Okay? Um, Harry went to the down and out. The people, the kids in Santa Bali were given a life sentence. Look at them taking center stage right now. Okay? The children that were born with child, that's where he went. Okay? And look how God elevated him. When you humble yourself, and God said, when you take care of these little ones, because that's who God is care about. Okay, the
Mm.
widow, the orphans, that's who He said. When you do it unto them, you do it unto me, and then God go elevate you. Okay, William, go ahead and do
But
some
that's
of
the
those things.
contradiction. That's the
Okay,
contradiction. They
just a
raised him
second.
to be a king, but he's not going to be humble because they raised him to be a king. You can't humble yourself and think of
The
of a king
greatest
as a
king
god.
humbled himself.
I
Let
think
me
what
tell you, no,
happened to
don't even
Pharaoh
talk
is
about
what
a
is going
king.
to
There
happen.
is no greater king that walked than David. And where was David when God called him? Feeding the sheep, okay?
Well,
I
that's
think
not
So,
that
very
William is going
magnificent
to have
sheep.
to have a Pharaoh experience for him to realize that he's really going to be on the wrong path for the for him to change his ways. But before we continue, Karen's been waiting in the wings. Uh, Not you, Karen Stevenson, another Karen. Um, Karen, are you ready? Bringing you up now. Okay. All
Oh, okay.
right. Welcome to the party. Hey, hey,
Before, yeah,
hey.
before,
Hey.
yeah, before we go
So,
too far, before we go too far, can I?
mm,
Before we go too far, before new Karen comes on, before we go too far, can I say something? Because I wanted to address something that we spoke about. Um,
right.
you guys are hearing me, right?
I can hear you. Yeah,
I can
there's
hear
some
you.
Hello,
feedback for some reason, but I can hear you.
hello.
We
It's
can hear you.
echoing.
I hear the
Yeah,
echoing too. I don't
okay.
know what that is.
Yeah, the echoing is coming from somewhere. It's not me. I can hear it. Someone
Okay.
has on
Okay.
their TV or something.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, 1 second. Maybe it's me. 1 second.
Yeah, I just can't wait until William's son is gonna marry some kids from Africa, from Ondo State in
A
Nigeria.
God, the
black
man would have a heart
girl. A
attack.
girl as black as me.
The
Okay,
man
how
would
is
have
it
a heart
better?
attack.
Is it, is
Yeah,
it
go ahead,
better?
Karen. Yeah, a little
Okay,
bit,
it was,
but
yeah,
go
it's
ahead.
me. Okay, yeah. Okay. So what I wanted to go back to is, hold on 1 second. 1 second, guys. 1 second. This echoing is still coming in. I gotta get rid of this.
We can still hear you though. You can go ahead
Okay. All right. This
because
should
I
be
think
better.
Karen.
Okay. Yeah. I want to go back to the part where we were speaking about what Charles went through and in school and was bullied and all that stuff. And
Mm,
I'm going to say. and he didn't have a family and all that, but Charles had enough time to basically um, grow up and become a man and a father. Okay, so his behavior with not, you know, not growing up and knowing what a father is supposed to be is something that's coming out of privilege, because you look at him going through that, and then this kind of behavior he brought onto his sons. Okay, and now you have your young son, okay, who knew that this is not the way a father's supposed to be from a young age. Okay, from since he was in his teens, he knew that that's not how a father behaves. That's not what a father does. A father don't want the same thing to happen that happened to him happen to his children. Okay, he wants better for his children.
Yeah.
Okay, and regular people goes through this. Common people goes through this, and they want better for their children. Okay, Harry's in a position where he.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, I thought I lost the people too. It just went blank there for a while.
Yeah, her phone went off.
Okay. Seems like something has happened on her end.
Well,
Okay.
is Karen still there?
Am I
Yeah,
Should
still
we
here?
give her a
Karen. Okay,
moment
okay.
to come back
Yeah.
on board? Okay, go ahead.
So yeah. So what they're saying about giving Charles sympathy for what he's gone through. I think that's past. Okay, that has passed for years and years and years ago, even
Mm,
before he had his children. To know, because even Princess Diana, okay, came into
mm,
his life, and was showing him how to be a man, how to be a man, and how to be a father. Okay, and he didn't want to take that. He did not want that. He wanted Camilla. Okay,
mm,
so this man had no intention of growing up or being a better person. Okay, and now his young son, is showing him what that looks like and how he was supposed to be.
mm.
Okay, so Karen, all the stuff that you were saying was so great. I hope these ladies will join us in September so that we can have these conversations.
September, where? What's
I would
happening in
love these
September?
ladies to join us in September in New York. We would have a good time.
Wow.
Because this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about, and we need to get together. We need to get together in September. We have September coming up. We are going to be there, and I'm inviting all of you to join us.
I'll give it a
Yes,
try.
Thank you, Karen.
you're
You're
right.
welcome.
Okay. So I need to move on a clip just so that we can get to the end of the slides. And um, let me see. I think there is some echo feed coming in. Let me just see what happens when I reduce the amount of people on here. So I'm going to go back to my co-host. Thank you, Karens. I'm going to take you out and take you out. Okay. And right. So, guys, in case you're not aware, I have been talking about launching the membership of my channel, and the membership is going live today. In fact, this moment, as we speak, I have just turned on the membership on this channel. So, if you were not here when I talked about it in a previous live stream, let me talk you through the expected benefits of joining the channel membership of Isabella Bank. YouTube channel. Right. So the first level of membership is £4.99, and it has the usual things, which is patron chats, prioritize, member milestone chats, channel badges, and patron shout outs, which I will decide what I shout out for, but generally it's the usual things like birthdays or any other thing that promotes community. And if you, as you can see, I am big on community on this channel. Then the other level is um, it's more a pro level for everyone, but it's more geared towards those who have YouTube channels. Everything it's in the first level of membership will be a benefit in this level. And then you have channel spotlight rotation, where I do talk about your channel like on the Tuesday, where we do the Activism Tuesday, the Spotlight Thursday, and the Saturday live streams, and then post your videos on my community boards for after each shout out. So that's six contact points of channel spotlight in a week. I have found that each shout out that I give to any channel on that level gains that channel who has been shouted out gains at least 50 to 75 new subscribers in the week. So I think it's kind of worth it. And you all also will be getting exclusive
Wow.
content, and um, the archetypes quizzes was just the beginning of the kind of games and community socials that we will be engaging in going forward. I'm currently in talks with brand owners concerning sponsoring the quizzes. So it's very shortly going to be sponsored quizzes where the winners will actually win prizes. For the moment, you're just winning bragging rights, and that's okay because it shows that you actually go and you know the content that we are doing the quizzes on. The other thing is this move towards, just to remind everyone that this move towards the membership, monetizing the membership on my channel, is to do with my big um, goal is to establish a non-profit organization called Festival Farms. So the whole thing is that I come from a state, or rather, my parents, should I say, come from a state in Nigeria which is known as the food basket of the nation. But it is crazy to see that the people in the States are mostly poor people. So I don't understand the reason why that is the case. But I reckon that if we're able to engage in internal exports, that's within Nigeria where food is expensive, if we export our food there and sell our produce below the prices of places like, for those who know Nigeria, Lagos or Port Harcourt, where food is sold expensive, the young ladies who are being forced into marriages before they are actually of maturity age would not have to do so because they have enough money to take care of themselves. And these decisions are usually made because the parents are poor. It is as basic as that. And if we're also able to use funds to reintroduce etiquette training and gospel music through the churches, then the aim is to use the Holy Spirit to chase the devil from the land. Say amen, somebody.
Amen.
So the intent is just to create a wave of change, but I have no intention of starting up protests or riots or any of that kind of thing just because I am too scared of going into a protest, but if it's about creating change economically, intellectually, providing information and giving people food to eat, yep, I'm absolutely here for it. And this is one of the reasons why I align with what Harry and Meghan are doing, because that's exactly what they're doing. They're creating change by making provision, but not provision by hand feeding you stuff, but teaching you how to fish. And that's kind of the same kind of thing I would love to do as well. So, with your support, I can make this vision a reality, which is to foster stronger international and local import export opportunities in Nigeria, ultimately lifting communities and making a lasting impact on the economy, making all our brothers and sisters all over the globe proud of us once more. And perhaps we can steal our brothers and sisters in foreign lands and bring them back to Nigeria. So the membership has started from today. For all those people who have always asked me whether how to support my channel, this is the main way you can go ahead to support my channel. So join us as we embark on this journey. And that is the end of my spiel about the membership on this channel. Thank you so much for listening to my TED talk on that. All right. So, do you still have the strength to go on to the archetypes quiz? Or should we continue?
I say yes.
Okay, great. So, let's do that. And we are. How many people listened to the podcast? And I hope people still remember. Uh, I hope you still remember
I
Megan's podcast, because we are going to be talking about episode 7, which is upending the angry black woman myth.
I listened to it the first.
Okay, so let's begin then, shall we? Right. So, what book did the wife who Harry and Meghan met at a dinner give to Duchess Meghan that left them shocked? And this time, I have been able to insert the alphabet into it. So it's A, Algorithms of Oppression by Safiya Noble, B, The Joy of Cooking by Irma S. Romber, C, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, and D, Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Ooh, love wins movement right out the gate. Let me get my piece of paper and the timer. Okay.
I'm actually sitting here and cheating.
I haven't forgotten you. You are right here. Are you joining the chat?
Definitely, and cheating at the same time. What happened to Cynthia?
Cynthia.
I haven't seen her for a minute.
Oh, Cynthia. That's true. The Cynthia. The lady we had so much fun with the other day. I think was about 3 weeks ago. That's
Mhm.
true. Okay. What's the answer to this one? Let me. But you guys are literally all right. Everybody was right in this one. But the first person, I think, the first person was
Love wins. I think.
Love Wins. Yes. All right. Cool. So the next one is, which city did Issa Rae grow up in? A, New York, B, Chicago, C, Los Angeles, D, Atlanta. And let's look at the answer to that question. Love Wins Movement says we have all formed the union, so we all win.
Nice try.
Cynthia says, I'm in Vegas listening though. Where are you? We need to hear from you. We miss you. All right. So the next one, which is the third one, which TV show marked Issa Rae's first foray into redefining portrayals of Black women on the small screen? A. Friends. B. Moesha. C. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. D. Insecure. And the timer starts now. Mm. Okay. What's the answer to this question? And the answer is Moesha. Okay. Right. Next one is the number fourth. Is the fourth question, sorry. What was the initial reaction to Issa Rae's proposal of the title Insecure for her show? A. It was immediately accepted without any question. B. There was a lot of excitement and celebration. C. There was skepticism and concern about her title. D. The president of the network loved it from the beginning. Hey. Love Wins Movement says the union rules. I see that you're going to be our Cynthia of the evening. Cynthia, somebody has taken your position. Okay, moving on to number 5. Oh no, that's the answer to the question. Actually, C is the correct one because that's what everybody was saying. Oh no, there were a few D's as well. Were they? Yep. All right. All right. What was Ziwe's approach in her Instagram live series Baited? The timer starts now. Conducting cooking tutorials. A. B. Hosting celebrity interviews. C. Discussing fashion trends. D. Engaging in uncomfortable interviews.
My thing didn't change on the screen. Oh, wait, maybe it did. Hold up.
Okay. Okay. Cynthia says, I will try to answer, but I'm heading off to zipline over Los Angeles. Yay! Oh my goodness. Zipline, though. That is. That's so good. Take pictures, please.
Survive.
I didn't want to say that. That was.
Well, heard.
You heard my thoughts. Um, okay. The answer to this question is D, engaging in uncomfortable interviews. Okay. Let's see. Right. Okay. That's fine. Faith is back. Okay. All right. We're moving to the sixth question now. It's just 10 questions as usual. According to Glennon Doyle, what's the main focus of the podcast We Can Do Hard Things? Raw and honest conversation about life's challenges. That's A. B. Celebrity interviews. C. Self help tips. D. Comedy sketches. Cynthia.
Cynthia, I can't laugh anymore. I can't breathe.
E. Dancing in the street before a fashion show. LOL. I will survive and take pictures. Okay. Oh my god. All right, Cynthia. Thank you for joining us for a bit. We shall wait patiently for the photographs. Love Wayne said the power of the squad is real. The power of the squad is real.
Yes, indeed.
That's right.
Right. Let's see. What's the answer to this question? A. Raw and honest conversations about life challenges. Okay. Right. So moving on to question number 7. What does Quince offer to its customers? A. Luxury essentials at unbeatable prices. B. High end fashion items. C. Tech gadgets. D. Gourmet food. What does Quince offer to its customers? Timer starts now. Now. Luxury essentials at unbeatable prices. B. High end fashion items. C. Tech gadgets. D. Gourmet food. Okay, let's see the answer to the question. A. Luxury essentials at unbeatable prices. Who said sustainable fashion? Was that it? No, it's not sustainable passion. Fashion. Don't think anyone got this one right.
Well, I actually went with the food part because that's what our American princess is gonna bring on the TV here. You know, Megan was
Exactly.
on some cooking show before here in America. I believe it
Yeah,
was Chopped. What show was that Megan was
I
on,
think so.
people?
Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
Yeah,
Chopped.
she can cook.
Yes,
Yeah,
she
So that
can.
means
she
that
can really cook.
you
She
remember
was on a
how
long, long time ago on the Today Show when Matt Lauer was still there.
Yes, yes, I remember that one too.
remember how these Sussex Squad podcast was saying that once Megan cooked that jollof rice for Prince Harry, he was gone.
Well, that's what they say. Once you go black, you ain't gonna come back.
There it is. And he's gone for good.
Yes, and once you go black, you ain't gonna come back. So they say.
Well, old but true. You know, the blacker the
Mhm.
berry, sweeter the juice.
But
Sorry, this not Sunday. This not Sunday.
Okay, it's number 8. Who was mentioned as part of the guest lineup on We Can Do Hard Things? A. Michelle Obama. B. Elon Musk, C. Tom Hanks, D. Beyonce. Oh, Cynthia says Queens is wonderful. I have a closet almost full of Queens, cashmere sweaters, and washable silk dresses. Okay. Who was mentioned as part of the guest lineup on We Can Do Hard Things? And A. Michelle Obama, B. Elon Musk, C. Tom Hanks, D. Beyonce. And any other takers?
Well, I'm gonna change my mind. I'm gonna go with Beyonce.
Okay, you're a little late. You're a little
You're a
late.
little late. And you were right, you know. You were actually right.
Really?
All
Yeah.
right.
Oh, well, black
All right, you
excellence.
made it.
God bless all my. God bless y'all, my black queen. God bless y'all.
Oh, yes. You're like, I don't
Okay.
care. I'm gonna change my mind.
Yeah. I'm bad. I know.
You're right though. I give it to you.
Okay. Next one. What is the main message of Issa Rae's conversation regarding labels and stereotypes? A. Embrace your authenticity and don't be afraid to push back. B. Conform to societal norms. C. Avoid confrontation. D. Hide your true self. Let's see.
Cynthia, go already. Please go, Cynthia. Oh my goodness, what's going on with this
What's
kid?
this
Oh my
guy on this?
goodness.
I missed it. What's she say?
She's just being Cynthia.
Oh, okay.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
She came back to preach the gospel.
Oh, okay. She had to get one more in. One more in for the Lord. Okay, y'all got me
Oh
acting silly.
gosh.
All right,
One more for the
let's see what
Lord.
the answer to that one is. Oh, A. Oh my goodness. And the very last one, I think this should be, according to Dr. Emily Bernard, what historical context is linked to the stereotypes faced by Black women? A, the institution of slavery, B, the Industrial Revolution, C, the Renaissance, and D, the Great Depression. Let's see. And let's see. The union of the squad wins.
I agreed.
All right.
So, how come it is that we have a winner? And guess who won?
Love
Guess
wins.
Love wins. Exactly.
Love wins movement. Yay!
That means that she actually listened to the. That means that she went and she listened to the podcast again. She said, all of us. Okay, I will accept the honorary win because even I didn't get some of the answers right. Oh, okay. I'll bring you back in, Karen Stevenson, just to close us out, just to have a chat about in general. If there's anything that you left unsaid, you can come back in to finish it all up before we close today's session. Karen, you're back in.
Oh, hi. Yeah.
Hello. How did you enjoy that?
You guys
How
are
many of them
funny.
did you get right?
I'm telling you, you guys are funny. But I pretty much, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I had so much growing up in Jamaica. I had so much respect for the institution and the Queen. And they, you know, Harry is showing us what the institution could be, and then the others are showing us the bad side of the institution.
Correct.
I'm just praying that there is a course correct, because, and I pray that they'll have the strength to do so, just for the legacy of the Queen. Um, because with such a platform and influence, you can make such change. I even take it back to Princess Diana because we were about the same age. Um, and I think of how the stigma of AIDS was,
Mm,
I grew up in the 80s in New York, and I remember AIDS was an epidemic that was just like
yeah.
scary. And she pretty much, with her compassion and love, changed that stigma. And of course, the science, came in because it was spreading into everyday society. One of our greatest athletes, Magic Johnson, had it. It was crazy, or still have it, and he has lived and gone on. And so are these children. And
Mm,
so, when one has such great reach and influence, use it for something that is going to make the world a better place. Uh, you know, um, and when others are doing it, instead of trying to tear them down, and the British media, oh, come on, guys, you got such a better platform. And the thing is that, it's so funny. They all Harry accountable for everything that he does. But all they did, and if they don't recognize it, they made him the best man of them all.
mm,
I'm like, this is like poetic justice. I'm like,
mm,
I just laugh when I see that. When you cow down to somebody, you are harm to them. You are
mm,
not a benefit, and they have not been a benefit to William. The media, they have harmed him more than they could help him.
mm.
So they need to stop the mess that they're doing, and hold these leaders in accountable. That is the reason for the fourth estate. And they are not living up to what they're required to do. And I understand that they are in very, and that's why I support Ari's fight, because the corruption in the media has to go. It
Yeah.
has to go. And they try to do the same corruption in the States as well. And
Mm,
I'm thankful that, these people are held to account. And I do hope, as the young lady was saying, I forgot who was saying earlier, that the laws has to change in the courts. The law has to change in the media. And I'm hoping that the people will rise up and make that change. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I do pray that it will happen because you know what? People, we have gone so far from God that we think that God don't see and don't is not involved in all these things, and that at some point in time it's not going to turn around. It will turn around. If it doesn't turn around, just get ready for judgment. We all better be right. But that's all I have to say. I turn it back over to you, Easy.
All right, that's fine. Thank you. Thank you so much for
You're
being here this
welcome.
evening. Thank you to all my co-hosts for being here. Final thoughts, Sussex Love, and final thoughts, Lady Rose. You can just give us something short as we end today's session.
I really enjoyed it. I love my Sussex family, Sussex squad. This was really a great conversation, I thought, and uh, I'm just, I'm feeling my heart is filled right now. So I'm happy, and thank you, Weezy.
It's all right.
Thank you, Sussex family.
Mhm.
That's all I have to say.
That's okay. That's fine too. I will be in touch with you um, after this.
Yes, ma'am.
But you know how you say, oh, I'm not sure about speaking. Well, you just co-hosted the whole show.
Wow, that's gonna have to
Yeah.
sink in.
All right. So thank you, Karen. And thank you, Sussex Love. And Lady Rose, any final
Yes,
thoughts for the evening?
my final thoughts for today. Well, thanks for having me, everyone. I love you all, and thanks, Wheezy, and I hope you get well soon. And
Thank you.
I was reading here, who was that person? Cooking his creams, cookies and cream and cream. She says she said that we needed to pray for the successes. Yes,
Yeah.
of course, prayers with no fight doesn't work. So
Mm,
when you are praying, make sure you have some action around that prayer and pray for that action to actually succeed, you know. So we
mm,
just can't sit down there watch those derangers like that. We have to say something, you know. It's
mm,
hurting them. They know now that we know what they stand for. They are a bunch of
mhm,
racists, and
mhm,
it's hard to change them, but denouncing them is going to at least make them ashamed of themselves. And one thing they were saying, Catherine is hiding because she was um, exposed as a racist. I believe in that version also. It could be
mhm,
the truth because those people hate to be called racist because that's
mhm,
exactly who they are. And when you tell them
mm,
who they are, they do not like looking at themselves in the mirror because that's how they grew up and that's
mm,
how they were brought up to
mm,
react towards the black people.
mhm.
So we can't shut up. We're going to pray and we're going to fight.
We're going to fight.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. You have made my evening. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cynthia. I hope you see this. I hope you get the last part of this live stream. Thank you to everyone who joined us as well. This is all I have, and this is on until next time. This is me signing up. Now I'm just going to have a hot drink right now. Thank you so much, and have a good evening. Good night.